12 News, the long wait for a medical marijuana prescription. We catch up with a Golden Valley family who is among the first registered to receive the drug. Plus, an important corner of Plymouth now approved for redevelopment. But first, growing concerns about e-cigarettes getting into the wrong hands.
Despite being one of the most commonly used drugs of abuse, nicotine is itself a deadly poison.
12 News starts right now. Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us. Electronic cigarette use continues to increase, especially among youth.
But that is not the only thing that has health officials concerned. The number of child poisonings due to e-cigs is also up. Delane Cleveland joins us now with more on that. Delane?
Mike and Alex, last year, 62 children in Minnesota under age 5 were poisoned from e-cigarette juice, many of whom ingested the liquid when it was left unattended. That's a 35% increase in 2014.
Nicotine is itself a deadly poison. Nicotine causes nausea, vomiting, high blood pressure, weakness, and in severe poisoning causes both paralysis and seizures, ultimately leading to death.
A group of health experts announced the findings about nicotine and e-cigarettes at a news conference this morning at HCMC. A fatal dose of liquid nicotine, or e-juice, for a toddler could be as small as 1/15 of a teaspoon. State health officials say that many of the e-cigarette products consist of flavors that appeal to children and could easily be mistaken for candy or a drink. That's why they want to raise awareness about the dangers.
This is a toxic chemical that's going into the lungs and stomachs of children and adolescents that affects how they develop their brains, which is a commodity that we cannot waste in this state.
A new law requiring that e-juice be sold in child-resistant packaging went into effect in January. That law has health officials hopeful that it will help prevent kids from accidentally ingesting liquid nicotine. However, Mike and Alex, they still want parents to store these products out of the reach of children, and anyone with questions or concerns should call the Poison Control Hotline. We'll have that number on our website at 12.tv.
All right. Thanks a lot, Delane.
Important to know. Thank you, Delane. The signatures are still required, but the state budget standoff appears to be over. Governor Mark Dayton announced a tentative deal and is prepared to order a special session once legislative leaders review and sign the agreement. Meanwhile, one local lawmaker says there shouldn't have been a need to have a special session in the first place. Representative Debra Hilstrom of Brooklyn Center says lawmakers should have gotten their work done on time because the two sides were very close to an agreement when the regular session ended. She says waiting will cost the state money.
It starts to get more and more important to get back sooner and sooner. On the 15th of June, state parks will have to stop taking reservations. Then after the 15th, then the state starts to prepare for shutdown, and that starts to spend some serious money. State employees got their layoff notices on the 1st of June, and so now anxiety starts to build with them as well.
Now, with a tentative agreement, Hilstrom hopes the special session can be held on Friday and completed in one day.
More Minnesota drivers are choosing to click it, but still not put down their phones. The latest statewide enforcement campaign shows fewer seatbelt violations. The number of citations given out for not wearing a seatbelt dropped by more than 3,000 compared to a year before. However, texting and driving is a different story. The number of citations handed out for that increased 65% since last year.
After nearly 2 hours of discussion, the Plymouth City Council approved a new grocery store. The vote, however, comes with plenty of concerns about traffic. Fresh Time Farmers Market plans to open a store at the corner of Highway 55 and Vicksburg Lane. That intersection is considered among the busiest in the city and has only gotten busier due to I-494 construction. The redevelopment would not only include a grocery store, but also a Starbucks coffee shop and a Goodwill store. Council members liked the project, but raised safety concerns about traffic access into and out of the site off of Vicksburg Lane. Mayor Kelly Slavic and Councilmember Jim Willis both felt allowing any access was a bad idea. In the end, the City Council approved the project without allowing any right turn exits onto Vicksburg. A Golden Valley family hoping to get medical marijuana for their sick child will have to wait a little while longer.
So far, there are 27 Minnesotans who are registered to get medical cannabis starting on July 1st. 3-year-old Harlow Huntley's name is not yet on the list. Reporter Sonia Goen shows us why.
Come here, baby girl. How you doing?
Today is a good day for Harlow Hundley.
Jump, 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 jump.
She suffers from Dravet syndrome, a rare form of epilepsy.
Harlow, do you want to show me your puzzles?
The condition causes her to have daily seizures.
And to watch your daughter have daily seizures and then to have cognitive and physical major issues because of those seizures, it's horrible.
Beth Hundley, Harlow's mom, says she's always on the edge.
It's just a nightmare.
She says normal, everyday activities can be challenging.
Let's go see what's outside.
Something as simple as playing outside can be interrupted by a seizure.
See, right now she's having little jerky seizures.
But these seizures are mild compared to the one shown here.
And some have been like just a minute and stop on their own, and some up to 15 minutes just a few weeks ago that we didn't think was going to stop.
Harlow is on 14 doses of medicine a day, plus 7 different supplements.
There's not any magical cure with the current pharmaceuticals that are recommended, so we've been trying them all.
Beth believes medical marijuana will help control the seizures.
Any new drug, any new possibility that we can give to Harlow to have a better life, we need that hope.
Can you splash again?
Her daughter was expected to receive a prescription July 1st until she ran into a roadblock.
Neurologists have decided that you need a face-to-face meeting, specifically discussing cannabis, and to sign off on a release form.
Now Harlow can't see her doctor until September 23rd.
You know, we've waited this long, we can wait a few more months.
Beth says it's worth the wait if it helps Harlow.
We're looking forward to the hope it provides for her.
In Golden Valley, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Harlow has an average of 10 seizures a day. Her parents are still trying to get an earlier appointment in hopes of getting Harlow some medical cannabis sooner. Coming up, financial decisions made a little easier. We'll talk to a Maple Grove author about the life cycle of wealth.
Then later in sports, action from the state high school golf tournament.
But first, the temperatures drop and the clouds move in. Thursday, rain is expected.
When you're thinking about your financial life, there are often complex issues to navigate.
Even deciding if you want to pay for advice from a financial professional can be a tough decision. In this week's Money Savers, we introduced you to a Maple Grove man who wrote a book he hopes will help sort through the confusion.
Is this your copy?
Yes, it is, sir.
You would identify with this.
The cover of Aaron Kolkman's book is simple, and that's what the author intended.
I believe that a picture is worth 1,000 words, especially when you have complex concepts to grapple with.
In Kolkman's book, The Life Cycle of Wealth, the picture on the front represents the 4 phases of an individual's financial life. Phase 1, prepare. Phase 2, produce. Phase 3, prosper. And Phase 4, preserve.
Maybe it's too simple, but at least we can all agree on what the picture is and then make decisions from there.
At a book signing recently, this certified financial planner from Maple Grove said while each person's background is different, we all face the same financial risks.
It's mortality risk, it's cash flow risk, it's inflation risk. I mean, there are so many different kinds of risks.
Kolkman aims to help readers make better decisions when it comes to managing those risks by offering perspective. For example, Kolkman sorts out the difference between financial professionals into 5 groups: insurance, brokerage, advisory, wealth management, and family office. The author explains why it's important to know the difference, say, between a financial advisor and a financial planner before you spend money for their services.
All very valuable, all unique in some way, very, very confusing though in terms of the description of what is the offering.
It's this author's hope to clear the confusion so readers can make informed decisions.
You could just pick it up, spend a couple hours, and be better off for having done it.
For more excerpts from the book, you can go to our website, 12.tv. Coming up, a picture purple day in Maple Grove.
But first, the Armstrong baseball team is back in the state tournament for a second straight season. We'll preview the Falcons' chances next in sports. The state baseball tournament is about to begin, right? And Armstrong is in it. Maybe the second time will be the charm.
Hopefully better things this time around than a year ago. The Armstrong baseball team is back in the state Class 3A tournament for a second year in a row. As Jay Wilcox reports, the Falcons are eager to prove they belong.
The Falcons didn't let a little adversity get them down in the Section 6 3A tournament.
They were 1 out away from clinching the title against Wayzata in Game 1 of the finals, only to see the Trojans rally to force a second game.
Well, we knew what we've done previous would give us the 2 games, so we had the 1 game to lose there. But we tried to keep our energy up because we knew with our pitching staff we had a really good shot to win that game.
Armstrong bounced back 3 days later to earn a 4-2 win over Wayzata in Game 2, and it's a great feeling to be headed back to state.
It's exciting to come back through the tournament again this year. It means a lot. Having all that talent back and being able to get it done and having the chance to go back means a lot to us.
Armstrong will be trying to break a dubious streak. The 4 previous Falcons teams to reach the tournament have all lost in the first round, and they're 1-8 in state games overall.
We haven't won in the quarters yet, so we've never stayed in the winners bracket very long. And these guys know that, and that's one of their goals that they've set up. So, you know, they wanted to come back here was part 1 of that, but part 2 is to get a win in the first round.
First up for the Falcons, Matamidai.
We played them last year. We lost 5-3. They have a strong, big, tall righty. Throws pretty hard. Does a good job going to Kentucky. Offensively, I don't know that they're as strong as they were last year, but I thought we played them pretty tough last year. We were up on them actually, and gave up a lead late.
Just we have a lot of guys who can put the ball in play. We're not going to strike out a lot, and I think that'll help us just hit the ball hard and see what we can do.
A veteran Armstrong group has 3 good pitchers ready to go for state. Jay Wilcox, 12 Sports.
Armstrong takes on Matamidai at 5:30 Thursday at the Saints' new home, CHS Field in St. Paul, weather permitting. 3 teams were tied for first place after the opening day of the state Class 3A boys golf tournament. Wayzata, Edina, and White Bear Lake shared the lead. We start with highlights from day 2. East number 8 and Osseo's J.J. Svak. He would 2-putt for par, and he finishes in a tie for 10th place after this approach shot to the green. On East number 9, Wayzata's Bobby Forsini strokes the birdie putt. He cards a 151 for the tournament. West number 9, Wayzata's Will Holmgren ends his day with a par putt and scores a 152. 1 shot back of both Bobby and Ben Forsini. And the Trojans' consistency throughout the tournament pays off, and they win the state team title.
We hadn't really beat Edina this year, so we were just kind of saving it for the end, I guess. So, I don't know, that kind of helped us because we hadn't really beat them yet. So.
Here are the final team scores. Wayzata, after near misses the past 2 seasons, wins the Class AA boys title by 3 shots over Edina, 3A title, I should say. Lakeville South finishes 3rd, and White Bear Lake is 4th of 8 teams. We'll wrap up day 2 of the Class 2A and 1A tournaments Thursday, starting at 4 on 12 News. Now, on the girls' side, Wayzata is a defending champion in Class 3A. Highlights from round 1 on the par 5 East number 6 at Bunker Hills. Wayzata Samantha Lee with a great approach shot that settles just a few feet from the hole, but Lee misses a birdie putt. She settles for par and shoots a 77 for her round. East number 8, Wayzata's Ellie Brandt nearly drops her approach shot in for an eagle. As it just skips over the hole, Brandt drops in the putt for birdie and cards an 83. To the west 9th hole, Armstrong Sarah Suntowski sticks her approach shot close to the hole. She 2-putts for par and shoots an 81. West number 2, Hopkins Julia Hall just short on the long birdie putt. She will tap that in for par. West 3rd hole, Champlin Park's Megan Munichie with a nice chip from the fringe. And that'll set up a par putt from Munichie. We'll have more on the girls 3A tournament, the second round coming up Thursday starting at 4. 3 local girls teams made it into the state tournament in Lacrosse. They all had very tough first round opponents though. Armstrong meeting unbeaten number 2 seed Lakeville South. Lakeville South strikes early and Logan Halverson taking the pass, weaves through the defense and scores for a 1-0 lead. Armstrong goalie Isabel Snow is under siege, but she makes some good stops too. This one denying Chloe Crosby. Lakeville South, surgical attacking the defense. Emma Schaefer finds Maddie Brown, cutting to make it 5-0 Cougars. It's 9-0 at halftime. Second half, Maddie Canny waits for the cutter, and it's Crosby taking the feed to score another for Lakeville South. After a goalie change, Armstrong's Claire O'Donnell scores from the free position, but Lakeville South dominates 15-2. The tournament resumes Thursday. Also in the quarterfinals, Wayzata facing Eden Prairie for a 3rd time this season. First half, EP is up 1-0 until Meg Ransom streaks right through the middle of the Eagles' defense and scores. tying it at 1. Eden Prairie comes back. Sarah Woodring finds Jessica Lagerquist crashing to the net. Lagerquist goal puts the Eagles in front 2-1. Next possession, Ransom once again uses her speed to beat the defense. She puts in her second goal to knock things back up at 2. But Eden Prairie takes over from there. Sammy Morton fakes the shot, then finds Hannah Brink all alone. Make it 4-2 Eagles. They go on to win it 22-5, their third win of the season over Wayzata. Consolation play Thursday in boys and girls lacrosse.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a game that can humble even the strongest of men.
Minnesota Vikings players trying their hand at golf when we come back.
If you like golf and the NFL, Maple Grove was a spot to be today.
The Minnesota Vikings were golfing for charity at Rush Creek, and Eric Nelson tagged along and has this report.
It was a postcard-perfect purple day in Maple Grove.
Great day, great weather.
The sun's out, nice little breeze, keep the heat down.
As there was plenty of purple on the greens at Rush Creek. Past and present Minnesota Vikings were part of the team's 27th annual golf event that benefits the Vikings Children's Fund.
We're very proud and honored to work with the Vikings.
I've embraced this as home, so if I can do everything that I can to come out here and help raise money for kids in our community, then I'm all for it.
For Rush Creek, this is a huge event. This annual golf outing requires a lot of prep time. They definitely roll out the purple carpet for the Vikings. This event is win-win. The Vikings raise money for a good cause, and Rush Creek gets positive publicity.
We like to think that we are known for being the best in the business at doing these type of events. They keep coming back year to year.
Viking players are clearly impressed with the royal treatment they get.
I'm trying to figure out a way how I can get back out here again later on in the week, but no, Rush Creek has always done a great job.
They always put on a first-class experience here. It's awesome. There's tons of food, and you know, the camaraderie is always fun, and watching some guys swing golf clubs is also entertaining too.
Adrian Peterson was in the spotlight. 8 days after returning to the Vikings, the former NFL MVP was shadowed by fans and media. AP is trying to put 2014 in the rearview mirror.
The stuff that happened, it happened. You've got to be accountable to step up and accept what it is and then move on.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
They could use a little putting practice too, maybe. Putt like I do.
Beautiful day, though.
Yeah, it's a
Beautiful
great day for
that.
golf. And that'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow at 4. Community Corner is coming up next.